So one of the things that the government has to do in every country is to try to make sure that its citizens become part of the important demand for its business and for foreign business too. That there is enough. So it has to do with income distribution. It also has to do with state procurement. So the idea that demand is guaranteed in certain directions in terms of who will buy is very important, and it's a role of the state, and it has to do with how it uses its budget and how it taxes and who it taxes and how. On the other hand, this question of direction, of course, if you say, for instance, that you are going to promote the green direction, then what you do partly could be that the state becomes a procurement agent, but it could also be that you create certain regulations that you might, for instance, instead of taxing labor, you might tax energy and materials. Why not? I mean, why did you tax labor? If you want more employment, tax labor less and tax energy and materials use. For instance, just to give you an example, it's not easy. I'm not saying, I'm just giving you an exaggerated example of something that wouldn't cost the state any money, but it would do that. Of course, it could also educate. There have been a lot of examples of education of consumers. I think the way that the ozone layer things got, you put regulation and you educate people into the dangers of a hole in the ozone layer, and gradually you get rid of that. Smoking, you educate people into how bad smoking is for them. We should perhaps start educating people on how bad CO2 emissions are and how, but especially the scarcity of raw materials. If we keep on using them at this rate, first of all, it'll be impossible to have millions of Chinese being incorporated into the American way of life, millions of Indians, millions of Brazilians, millions of Africans, millions of everybody. It's impossible. The only way we can do it is by increasing the productivity of natural resources, which means three main things. One is use less materials per unit of product, which might mean doing special materials which require less for everything. The second is, of course, waste. Manage waste so that you can get materials back all the time and water back and all the rest. And the third, perhaps the most important, durability. The whole invention of planned obsolescence, the whole invention of have the same person buy the same product 5 times in their lifetime, rather than have a product that lasts so long that you can have a refrigerator last 30 or 40 or 50 years. Why not? It can very well do so with new technology, with current technologies and with nanotechnology surfaces and all the rest.